أكبر الله أكبر.
One month, one nation, one station, 87.7 FM.
On 6th of March 1992, the aptly named Fast FM made history by going on air in Bradford, albeit for only 32 days during the month of Ramadan. The station's output was primarily religious and aimed at the Muslim community of Bradford. Shabbir Mughal is one of the pioneers.
I had a newspaper, and the newspaper says that there was a church and a radio station for 28 days. I showed that news to Mr. Shabbir and start working on it, and he been asked to find out how we can apply as a Fast FM.
The station was an instant success with the audiences, as it gave them an opportunity to learn about their faith and interact with the station.
Mohammed Shabbir Mughal moved from Bradford in 2000 to Sheffield, setting up the business known as Karachi Stores on 3rd of November 2000. Alongside his business, he immediately felt that Sheffield also needs a Radio Ramadan and applied for a license. The license was granted and Radio Ramadan successfully started broadcasting on 28th of November 2000 as Radio Ramadan, namely Rabta FM. From then, the 20 years journey onwards started, which has led to the 20 years celebration today. Mohammed Shabbir Mughal, being fairly new to the city, did not know the local community well enough to look for talented people committed to serve from the radio station. He met Mr. Mushtaq Tufail and Mr. Matloob Hussain Ali Khan, who both were pivotal at the start of this long journey. Mushtaq Tufail, being in the media, was a huge help in obtaining the premises for Radio Ramadan and also in building the radio team. Another individual with education, community development and radio experience joined the team and acted as a mentor to introduce and develop many newcomers to the radio. His name, Mr. Saeed Ahmed Sayyed, who along with Mohammed Shabbir Mughal has been an asset to Radio Ramadan Sheffield. Another asset was Mr. Javed Qazi, who at the start of this journey was one of the very few people who had experience of broadcasting. He helped immensely in the early days, not only towards advert scripting, recording and editing, but also to train newcomers.
I have always believed in the commitment, skills and potential in our community, which with encouragement and guidance can be utilized positively. Years ago, I was invited and worked voluntarily for many years at BBC Radio Sheffield to enhance the weekly radio program for Asians. Realizing the power of media, soon I had a vision about the community also having a media platform. The vision eventually took its first step in reality with the launch of the local-based Radio Ramadan in Sheffield in 2000. Since then, over 20 years, many presenters of all ages have been trained and their skills enhanced, some of them moving on in their careers and or serving elsewhere. Variety of community awareness, civic responsibilities, cultural, religious and other popular programs have been broadcast. It gives me great pleasure that Radio Ramadan Sheffield has this year reached the significant milestone of broadcasting for the last 2 decades. Congratulations first and foremost to the listeners and all others who have been over the years involved in any capacity.
One of the major challenges was introducing the female presenters to come to studio and air their programs, as involvement in the community for them had been lacking. An environment where they could feel safe and comfortable was intentionally provided at Radio Ramadan. Baji Mumtaz Habib and Noshaba Habib were the first female presenters of Radio Ramadan, and which gave confidence to several other Muslim females to come forward and offer their talent to the growing radio team.
Alhamdulillah, we started Radio Ramadan in 1992 from Bradford. I've been involved with many other radio stations all over the UK, but when I moved to the Sheffield, I make sure that the people of Sheffield also having the Radio Ramadan Sheffield. So since that, we are successfully doing the Radio Ramadan Sheffield, but some years other people had the Radio Ramadan Sheffield. Altogether 20 years of success of Radio Ramadan in Sheffield will be continued by our youngsters and betterment of the community.
Assalamu alaikum. I came to Radio Ramadan in 2003 as a volunteer to recite An-Naat, and from that point onwards Radio Ramadan Sheffield has opened up its arms, and I've always stayed here and stuck in here. Muhammad Shabbir Mughal sahab had this amazing skill to capture the talent of the local community and then give them a platform, the platform of Radio Ramadan, to nurture the talent and for that talent to actually show the skills to rest of the community as well. And that goes for Sayyid Sayyid as well, who in the early days has really helped me. Then from that point onwards I started to help with scripting and then recording, then my voice, and slowly actually finished on top of the management. So the 17 years out of the 20 years of the Radio Ramadan in Sheffield has really been a long journey for myself and a learning curve on every single step and aspect of the Radio Ramadan. The community radio project has only came into the frame as well for nearly 3 years, but it was unfortunate circumstances that didn't run. But the Radio Ramadan Sheffield has always been there, and I'm proud that I have been part of it. And a lot of criticism you have to take in between, starting from your family, because you have to give lots of volunteer time and nothing in return is coming except the praise in the community and the great work that you're doing. So it's not a very easy journey, it's a very hard journey. People see today that yes, my name is Hafiz Anwar and I have been part of such wonderful projects, but they do not know that how much work he has taken and how much blood and sweat he has taken in the background. So I wish that the Radio Ramadan Sheffield continues its journey of success. Whoever runs it, different people have been running for last couple of years, and I hope that this journey continues for the many more years to come, and hopefully this stays the voice of Sheffield and Rotherham and the surrounding areas. As well as running Radio Ramadan, the team also ran Radio Milad and Radio Hajj on number of occasions. On few occasions, Radio Ramadan was run by other individuals of the community.
I became a part of Radio Ramadan as a live caller and brought forward for the management. In that meeting, I've shown my interest for a show on the Sufism. My show has been a great success, and along that my journey continued from volunteer to management. I thank Almighty for all the blessings.
Assalamu alaikum, my name is Mohammed, and I met Mr. Shabbir Mughal in January 2000, but I started Radio Ramadan Sheffield in 2003, and since then I've been doing lots of programs, trained lots of presenters and produced lots of programs, and obviously since then I am the part of Radio Ramadan team. Thank you very much, Radio Ramadan.
The most trusted service of Radio Ramadan remains helping credible charities, raising every year an average of between 30 and 50,000 pounds for the local, national and international less fortunate and needy people, and in few years exceeding 70,000 plus. Radio Ramadan has had an open door policy and has welcomed, encouraged and developed the talent of people from the wider community in general and from the Muslim community in particular. We at Radio Ramadan hope and pray that this 20-year journey will keep moving forward for the benefit of the future generations and continue successful broadcasting to the Sheffield and Rotherham communities, inshallah.